Tim Moore here with TLC Pressure Works, and I'm going to share with you probably one of the most important videos I've ever made. If you're a contractor, this is essentially one thing you want to look out for. And now it's summer, it's hot, it's not been freezing since February. This is like May, middle of May. Okay, so what I found out when I got here was the front spigot that I was going to use is broken, and I bet you 10 to 1 the homeowner doesn't know about it. How did I find out? Well, I'm going to show you a couple of different ways. First thing that I did is I came in and hooked up, because this is my closest one, so I want to hook up to my closest one to my trailer. And so I turn it on. It's nice and quiet. I'm listening for it to essentially the pressure to build up and for it to stop. My buffer tank's full, so it should have stopped pretty quick. One thing I noticed is it wasn't stopping running. You could hear it. Number two, my hose should have gotten really tight, where as I step on it, it wouldn't give any. That wasn't happening. So what I did to test this is I broke out my trusty dusty pressure gauge that I made up. Now essentially this is just a pressure gauge that I got from Home Depot and a Y connector. Why do I use a Y connector? I'm going to show you. Okay, so let me put this back on, and I'm going to show you a couple of different things of what I'm looking at. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it. Up right there. Okay, so I've got it connected. This is so that it can flow out and I can release pressure, and also I can do a flow meter right here to test the amount of pressure. Number two, I'm going to turn the water on. I've got flow, but watch what happens. Notice that there's no pressure. Can you hear that? I'm going to put it real close, see if you can hear it. You hear that water running? Listen to this. If you can hear that, what that back here is, that's water. This spigot, let me turn it off. Let me release. Well, there's not going to be any pressure but okay, so I'm going to show you the difference between this and one that works well. But what's happened is during the winter, this broke behind the wall. So when this turns on, it still flows, so they're still getting flow, but when the pressure backs up, it leaks back there. So let's take this around to one that I have tested and I know works, and let's see what we should be looking for. So if I hear that, I pull this out and it tells me for sure what the problem is. So let me show you what this should look like, and it should work out to be under normal circumstances. So I come to the back. And I hook up my pressure gauge. Bam! Look at that. Look at that. It's bouncing. Even though it's bouncing, I've got 80 pounds of pressure. No sound, 80 pounds of pressure. So why do I have this right here? Watch this. Well, boom. Release pressure, take it back off. So there you go. This is probably one of the most important videos that I can ever show you, because if you're a contractor, because number one, this is going to happen to you. Now, what would have happened if I'd have hooked up to there for over the next 2 or 3 hours working all this place? Number one, I would have flooded the basement. If they had been on a slab, I could have flooded the house, which wouldn't be good. But more importantly, I'd be sitting there wondering why I'm having trouble keeping up water, because out of all the 80 pounds of pressure, only 10 pounds is getting to my buffer tank to fill my buffer tank. So be watching for it. Go pick you up this stuff at Home Depot. This could save an insurance claim. It could I'm going to call and leave them a message to let them know that they need to get this fixed. And it's going to save them money on accidentally leaving that on and just flooding the basement, causing mold issue. This is not a good thing. This happens a lot, especially because if you don't protect your frost-free spigots during the winter, that's what happens. Tim Moore, TLC Pressure Washing. Y'all have a good day, and contractors, watch out for this issue pretty much all the time. That's what happens.